thank you to Shirokoi for your support on Patreon. Hello everyone, my name is Deckerlink, the trained unprofessional, and welcome back to Tennis Ace. On the last episode, we got to the point where we'd be selecting our characters, so now we're gonna do that. I'm so excited. Is it morning already? Yeah, I get it, shut up already. Stupid alarm, wish I could just smash it into a wall. But then again, this is super expensive, so I'll refrain from that. Having a single day of class in the week is so bothersome. Why couldn't they just take the whole week off? It's Golden Week, damn it! My bed is so comfortable, too. Can I just sleep in for 5 more minutes? Aki knocks on my door, calling out to me. Aki, what are you doing knocking on my door so early? Shuichi-san asked me to make sure you show up for class today. If you don't get out of the room in 5 minutes, I'm walking in with a bucket. You don't have class today. Why are you even up at this time, you little brat? Maybe I could just don't even think about locking the door. I took a copy of the key last week just to make sure. Jesus Christ, this fucking kid. Damn it. Sighing, I get up from my bed, grabbing my uniform that was lazily thrown over a chair yesterday, and walk to the bathroom. There's the character select screen! Oh my god. So, this one has the most hearts. He doesn't have as many hearts. He has 3 hearts, so I guess he's the easiest route. So are we going for the hardest route? Is that what we're doing? Did I go immediately for the hardest route? Oh well. Well, I guess I can't be helped. This is what I want, damn it. This is what I want. So I want June. Pardon my intrusion. I enter the music room without even bothering to knock once. Usually I mind my manners, but I already know June is the only person using this place. Ah, Rutherford's on. The small tiger turns around as soon as I announce my presence, looking over his back whilst sitting on the piano's chair. Well, I did at least bother to listen outside to see if I wouldn't interrupt him while he was playing. I waited a few minutes until he took a break. What are you doing here? I was feeling a bit bored and decided to drop by. You're feeling bored? Yeah, is that a problem? No, I'm just surprised. Wouldn't you normally be at practice right now? Oh, I didn't hear? Our courts are being repurposed for the school festival, so practice has been cancelled until them. Wow, I had no idea they did that. They've been announcing the clubs that are being paralyzed all over school for the past week. Oh, I didn't know. All you had to do was pay attention. Anyway, since I don't have anything else to do and I don't feel like heading home so early, I was thinking of coming over to watch you practice. Well, if you're okay with that, if that's okay with you at least. Of course, I don't mind at all. It's fun having you as my audience. I always feel like giving it my all. I'm glad to hear. I guess that makes me your muse, huh? My muse? I was joking. You're not supposed to agree with that. Oh, of course I knew that. Seriously, how gullible can you be? I mean, how embarrassing would it be if someone were to just call you their muse? Anyway, I just felt like it'd be fun to watch you playing. I'm glad you didn't kick me out. Why would I kick you out? I don't know. Some people are very finicky about their creative process. They don't like being watched while they work or something like that. If I were like that, I wouldn't have invited you guys to watch my performance at the competition either. Good point. Actually, about that, there is one thing I've been sort of curious about lately. What is it? When's your next competition? I remember you saying that you needed to take part in a lot of them to qualify for the school you want to get into, right? Right. My next competition's at the end of May, just a little after the school festival. No way, that soon? Yeah, there are 5 competitions I need to win before the end of the year to have a fighting chance at the school I want to get into. The first 2 are back-to-back at the beginning of the year. I'll have some breathing room once I've dealt with this second one, but until then, I don't have much time to slack off. No wonder you've been so busy lately. I'm sorry, I had no idea. It's alright. You don't need to feel bad about it. I'm the one who didn't tell you. To be honest, I'm still nervous about it. Even though I won the last one, I still have the feeling that I just barely made it. I didn't really expect to find an incredibly good player in the last competition, and I already know he'll be taking part in this next one too. You mean that lion guy? What was his name? Akashiro? Akutagawa. Ah, yeah, that one. You really think he'll be much of a problem for you? You were at the last competition, weren't you? I barely managed to get by the skin of my teeth. I don't think I'll be that lucky again. I wouldn't really call it luck. But your performance was really great back then. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't see anyone that I thought was better than you, even that Akutagawa guy. You're giving me too much praise. To be perfectly honest, I think Akutagawa-kun is already better than me at a technical level. But the only reason I managed to win was because I got lucky enough to have all the judges like my interpretation of the songs. If we were to clash against each other using only the standard interpretations of our set lists, he'd probably beat me. Is he really that good? He's crazy good. Believe me, I can tell. That's why I've been practicing so much lately. I need to cover the gap between us if I want to have any chance of winning. What matters most is in these is technical skill, after all. Then why don't you just do the thing you did last time? Are you stupid? Huh? Did I just get called stupid? By June of all people? I don't get it. Was there something wrong with what I said? There's nothing right about what you said. Individuality is frowned upon in competitions. The fact that all three judges liked my interpretation was just a fluke. If even a single one of them had disliked it, I'd have placed among at the bottom barrel. The thing I did was just an act of desperation because I knew I wouldn't have any chance of winning otherwise if he played his piece even halfway decent. And he did. Damn! The world of music competition is a lot more rigid than I thought. Tell me about it. Are you sure you're gonna be okay like this? You're not overworking yourself or anything, are you? Please don't give that. You're sounding just like my parents. You can't blame me for caring. I don't. Don't take me wrong. I'm really glad to have people who worry about me, but I'm not made of glass, you know. I'm not gonna break just because of a little stress. Fair enough. I'm not sure if I'm convinced, but I don't think pushing it would get me anywhere. At least not now. At most, it would just make him mad at me. Do make sure to take breaks every now and then, though. If you don't, I'm gonna bug you about it. How would you even know if I'm not? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna be secretly watching you like a ninja. If I catch you overdoing it, I'm gonna drop from the ceiling and give you an earful. Oh, is that how it is then? I'm glad I can still make him laugh. June is far too pure to have a wary look on his face all the time. I'm gonna make sure he takes care of himself, even if I have to be extra fussy to do it. Oh, right, there was something else I've been meaning to talk to you about. Hear a small thumping sound. When I look at the source of it, I see June's fingers drumming his fingers on the piano keys. Sorry, I'm keeping you from playing, aren't I? Huh? June's eyes follow my gaze and he notices the way he's been moving his hand. Oh, I didn't even notice. It's not like I don't enjoy talking to you, it's just I kind of got in a groove a while ago, so it feels weird not to be playing right now. Don't worry about it, I totally understand. I came here to watch you play. Talking is just a bonus. You don't have to keep chatting if you'd rather play. But I don't want to blow you off. Don't worry about it. My feelings won't be hurt or anything if you decide that you want to play right now. But seriously, you don't need to fuss over the smallest things. I already told you I'm fine. Are you sure? I don't mind talking for a bit if you want to. It's not every day that you come over to visit me after all. Jeez, you're such a good kid. It's liable to bring me to tears. Rutherford-san, could you not call me a kid? I am older than you know. Sorry, I tend to forget that. To be honest, the times when I remember it is few and far between. Either way, just continue playing already. You know I'm going to enjoy watching you play anyway. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. I already told you. I love watching you play. Okay. I've been practicing the song I'm going to be playing at my next competition. It's not going to bother. I'm not going to bother telling you the names since you've already proven that you don't care or to remember them anyway. Oh, ouch, rude. Or at least it would be if it weren't true. Not much I can say against that. It's a song I've never played in front of you before, so I don't think you'd know it. Still, I hope you'll enjoy hearing it. This picture again. June adjusts himself in his seat, placing his fingers on the piano keys and preparing himself to start playing. He looks way more, like, majestic in this pose. Something about the chin and the I don't know. He looks back at me once more as if to ask for confirmation. Is it really okay for me to play? That's what his eyes are asking me. I smile at him and nod. Nodding back to me, he adjusts himself one more time. Jun's fingers begin dancing on top of the keys. It still astounds me how he can be sitting perfectly still 1 second and then hammering the keys madly on the next. He was right when he said I'd never heard this song before, though. Even so, I can already tell that I like it. It's so full of energy and grace that it definitely feels like I'm watching a master practicing his craft. Well, at least that's the feeling I get. I've never seen a real professional pianist before. And I still have this hard time believing that there can be someone better than June at this. Maybe it's just blatant favoritism, but I truly believe he's amazing. And the way he acts all the time, I think I can be forgiven for forgetting that he's also like this. But when he's going at it on the piano, it's hard to think of something more beautiful. I take an empty chair in the front row and merely sit, content to watch the spectacle unfolding in front of my eyes. A spectacle made just for me. May 8th. Well, I guess that's the end of the episode. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna keep going. Another day comes by where I have absolutely nothing to do. Little weird that boredom is the leading fucking factor in us in these days so far. Man, I hate having no courts. I hate having the courts operational. Just after I would have gotten fired up to practice more. Still, I have to find some way to entertain myself. If I were to go home now, no doubt I'd end up bored out of my mind there. Mama's definitely going to be busy with work, and Aki is going to be at his own club. It's stuff like this that makes me miss being in a private club. Ugh, I don't want to be thinking about this right now. I just need a distraction. Which is exactly why I decided to come here. Pardon my intrusion. Wait, there's someone here with June? Oh, RutherfordSthorne, you came here today too? Oh, well, yeah. I did ask if it was okay for me to drop out every now and then last time I was here. Is this a bad time? No, someone else just dropped by to see me before you came here. I look at the guy next to June. He's a panda, which I guess is kind of unusual. Pandas aren't all that common in Japan. They must live in China and neighboring regions. Well, it's not like they're super rare here either. Especially in later years, immigration has done a nice job of getting a lot of different species that weren't common in Japan to show up around here. RutherfordSthorne, this is Sora. Sora. Oh my god, his name is fucking Sora, and he wears a Kingdom Hearts shirt. Oh my god. He's my next door neighbor. Your neighbor? The bear turns to me. From the get-go, I can see he's avoiding eye contact. Don't tell me he's the standoffish type. Hi, I'm Sora Kimura. Nice to meet you and stuff. Hi, Sora. Kun. I'm Rutherford Hayes. I'm one of June's classmates. The panda nods, his eyes still glued to the floor. Yeah, I know who you are. You're pretty famous here in this school and all. Is that so? Awkward! Seriously, that was the most robotic introduction I've ever seen. I can't tell whether this guy has an attitude problem or if he's just avoiding me. Sora-kun, you should really try to at least look at him while you talk. As soon as he was called out on it, the panda lifted his gaze from the floor and focused his eyes on me. I could immediately make out a reddish tint on his cheeks as he did so. Sorry, RutherfordSthorne, he's a bit shy. Shy? This whole thing was because he was shy? Is that so? Could have fooled me. The bear looks away from me again, his cheeks turning even redder. Sorry, I'm not good at talking to people. It's alright. This sort of thing is a lot more common than you think. Still, man, I really thought you were some sort of delinquent. RutherfordSthorne? What? Behave yourself. Huh? What did I do? I'm sorry, Sora-kun. Rutherford-san can be a little dense sometimes. What? I'm dense? Seriously, what did I do?
It's alright. I guess I had that one coming.
Rutherford-san, you say that you thought someone was a delinquent because he was having a hard time talking to you. You just made him more self-conscious. Oh, really? I'm sorry. I totally didn't mean to. Jeez, I'm not used to being lectured by June of all people.
Like I said, it's alright.
I'm glad he's not mad at me about it. I guess I really am a little tense sometimes, huh? No kidding. Don't agree with me so easily. Then don't say something so agreeable. Alright, I'll let it go this time. As if you had a choice. Okay, who are you and what have you done with the normally meek June? Try to laugh me off. I swear he's getting more and more comfortable with me as time passes by. I'm no longer sure that's a good thing. I'll just let that go for now. By the way, Sora-kun, I've never seen you around school before. Are you another transfer student like June, or are you a freshman?
The latter. Although I am also new to this town. My family only moved here from Hokkaido a few months ago.
Oh, is that so? How was it like in Hokkaido?
There was a lot of snow. I kinda miss it. Most of all, I miss the ice hockey.
Ice hockey? What's that? You seriously don't know what ice hockey is? Not really. I don't pay much attention to other sports, or well, at least I assume it's a sport. Maybe it's like Olympic skating.
No, it's how can I even explain ice hockey to someone who's never heard about it?
I wouldn't even bother with it. Hey, that's mean. Just being honest, if you don't pay attention to other sports in the first place, why would you pay attention to when he tried to explain hockey to you?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
I hate the fact that he's right. Yeah, I'll let it slide this time, smartass. What? I'm just telling the truth.
If you say so.
By the way, Sora-kun, if you don't mind me asking, why did your family move here in the first place? Saitama's not exactly the closest place to Hokkaido.
My parents wanted me to get into a good high school, so I'd have a better chance at college. Since Saitama has one of the best high schools and one of the best colleges in the country, they decided this place would make more sense to move to.
I guess it makes sense, although I think the warmer climate can't have been easy to get used to.
Yeah, tell me about it. It was a real bitch over here. And I still feel like I'm wearing too many clothes when I come to school.
Yeah, the school is pretty rigid with uniform over here. You're only allowed to drop the blazer in the summer.
It's not just the blazer. If it were up to me, I'd be walking around shirtless. That's how hot this place is to me.
Ooh, ouch, that can't be good. Wait a minute. Aren't our classrooms air-conditioned? Yeah, about that. The air conditioning system in Sora-kun's classroom broke 2 weeks ago. They still haven't gotten around to fixing it. Oh, God. I think I understand your pain now.
The panda sighs. Upon a closer look, I realize his fur is very matted, no doubt from sweat. You don't. You really don't.
Sorry. Poor fella.
Anyway, as much as I like the air conditioning in this room, I was asked to run some errands after class. I only came by to give you the package.
Oh, so you're going already?
Yeah, otherwise I'm gonna end up being late.
Okay then, thanks again, Sora-kun.
Don't mention it.
He turns to me, his eyes immediately darting to the floor. How come he's so comfortable with June and he's nervous around me?
It was a pleasure meeting you, Rutherford-senpai.
Senpai? You don't really have to call me that. Why can't you just call me San like you do with June? It's true, Rutherford-san is nowhere near reliable enough to be called that. Do you have a grudge against me or something? Huh? No, why? The fact that he can criticize me so innocently really scares me. Forget it. Anyway, it was nice meeting you, Sora-kun. Here are my words. The panda's eyes finally lift to meet with mine, flashing me a bright smile.
Yeah, it was.
With those words said, the bear walks out of the classroom without a glance back. That guy really is something. Not where I was going with this, but I guess I'll accept it.
By the way, what's the package that he came by to drop off for you?
Huh? Oh, we were talking about some games, and Sorkun offered to lend me his play system Viva. There was a game in it that I really wanted to play, but I don't have the money to buy the console.
Wow, that's awfully nice of him.
Like I said, he's a really nice guy.
Huh. It goes to show that you can never trust your first impressions. Wait, this reminds me, didn't I promise to lend you one of my consoles a while back? Jeez, I'm really forgetful with this kind of thing. What game is it that you wanted to play?
The new Monster Tamer game.
Monster Tamer. God damn it.
I heard that it's the best one ever released, so I'm really dying to play.
Huh. Never played that franchise before. Is it any good?
If you like hardcore equipment grinding and multiplayer gaming...
Pass.
Too bad. It could have been fun if the two of us played together.
I'm not really into mandatory grinding. Or any other form of grinding for that matter. I'm pretty sure there's one form that you're into. This is the main reason I could never get into MMOs.
Anyway, what brought you here today, Rutherford-san?
Me? Nothing much. Just felt like chatting for a bit.
Did you want to watch me play again?
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the reasons I came by. I really enjoyed watching you last time.
Thanks. I really enjoyed playing for you, too.
Talk about an earnest guy. How have you been feeling, though? You're not pushing yourself, are you?
This conversation again? I thought we had already gone over this.
Oh, we have. I just wanted to check up on you.
I'm fine. I was fine last time, and I'm still fine today. You don't have to worry so much. Seriously, don't. Annoying.
Message received. There I thought I could probe him about what was upsetting him, without upsetting him. I guess June really hates having people fuss over him like that. By the way, do you have any idea what that Akutagawa guy is going to be playing in the next competition?
No. The list of participants and their selected pieces won't be released until a few days before the competition.
I thought this kind of info was usually released at least a month before.
Usually, but not always. It depends on what company is organizing the competition, who their sponsors are, etc., etc. There actually isn't as much of a standard as one would expect. A lot of the rules are completely dependent on the organizers.
That's not very encouraging.
I know. It's just something you gotta learn to deal with early in your career. On the bright side, it also means that players can pick and choose what competitions they sign up for based on which sets of regulations they feel more comfortable with. Not that I have the luxury of choosing, of course. I just have to sign up for everything that comes my way and pray that to my lucky stars that I win. That's not really that bad. Regulations can vary from what clothes you're allowed to wear to what songs you're allowed to choose, whether or not you can have an accompanist playing another instrument, things like that.
What about this one? What are the rules for it?
There isn't much regulation when it comes to the clothing other than the statement that all participants must be adequately clothed, which by itself is pretty vague. Setlists can include any songs from a list of pre-approved composers whose names I won't even bother reciting to you. The only real regulation when it comes to the songs is that you have to pick a piano solo, so accompanists are very much not allowed. To be fair, this is pretty much as close as you can get to a standard when it comes to the rules for competitions.
Doesn't sound like it leaves much room for individuality, though.
It's like I told you before, competitions aren't really the place for that sort of thing. Players who want to showcase their individuality would have a better time taking part in a recital.
Have you ever taken part in a piano recital?
Once. It was quite a few years ago.
Why don't you do it again?
I'd like to, but that sort of thing is impossible for someone like me.
Someone like you? What does that even mean?
Can we change the subject?
He's hiding something from me, and he's not doing a good job of it. I don't know if I should probe him about it. He'd probably just get mad at me. Ooh, our first choice of the June route. Do we ask him, or do we stay quiet? The majority still says stay quiet, so I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a bad idea. He's already gotten annoyed at me once for probing him about his welfare. I doubt he'd be very receptive to me ignoring his request to not talk about something. Ugh, I really want to know what about it, though. The downside of being curious. Actually, now that I think about it, Is there any upside to it? You really suck at hiding things, you know? Huh? I mean, it's plain as day that you're hiding something. But it's alright, I'll let it slide. You'll tell me when you're ready to tell me.
Thanks, Rutherford-san.
Don't get used to it, though. I'm doing it just this one time.
I'm still not gonna tell.
Oh, how cruel. I wonder if there'll ever be a good time for me to ask about it. May 9th! These days are going by pretty quickly. Not feeling too bad. Let's see what this day has in store for me today. 2 hearts. June again! June again book. Half the day has already gone by and nothing exciting has happened. Other than our class discussing preparation for the festival, it's mostly just the same boring routine of studying. Without practice to break it up, it gets tedious very quickly. I was kind of looking forward to lunch with everyone, but both Shoichi and Saya had to excuse themselves because of their other duties. As for June, he just kind of disappeared before the bell even struck. Hence, I'm now walking around on my own trying to find something to do. Before I'd even decided on where I wanted to go, my feet had already begun carrying me through a familiar path. Well, I guess the roof is as good a place as any. Might as well take a nap, since I've got nothing better to do anyway. I'm telling you, it'd be a great idea. Again, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. Suddenly, I'm walking out to the roof. I hear a set of voices talking very loudly. It's 2 male voices. For some reason, they sound very familiar, and I can't quite place them. It's as if they didn't hear me coming in because they continue chatting as if nothing happened. Taken by my curiosity, I press myself against the wall so they can't see me, trying to listen on their conversation. Come on, pretty please. I think it'd be really fun if we got together and did it. No, it's been years since I last did that. I'm way too out of practice. I'm sure it'd just be a bad time for you. That's not true. I just really want to do it with you. What the hell is going on here? Do it? What do they mean? Do what? They couldn't be talking about that, right? And on school rooftop of all places. Look, I already said no, okay? I just need to spend quite a bit of time preparing if I'm going to do it with you. Otherwise, there's no way I could keep up. So you're saying that you'd do it if you could have more time to practice? Why does this guy sound too excited? The wrong two. Maybe. I'm not making any promises, okay? Yay, I can't wait. What the hell's going on here? I'm not able to stand by anymore. I walk out to interrupt their conversation and... Huh? Rutherford-san? Taken completely by shock, I let go out a deafeningly scream. What the hell are you doing? Don't just do that all of a sudden.
My ears, are they bleeding? Am I deaf?
I'm pretty sure you're fine. The only thing broken in is his mind. What the hell are you two doing? I didn't know you two were that close. That close? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me. I heard your entire conversation. You two were talking about doing it together. Doing it to... You thought we were talking about that? What is wrong with you?
What are you guys talking about?
That idiot thought we were talking about hooking up.
Huh?
Well, weren't you? You guys were talking about doing it together, and that'd be really fun if we did it together. And he was asking me to do a duet with him on the violin.
What?
I told him if I hadn't played in a while, and he insisted that he thought it'd be fun if we played together. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? Even if we both swung that way, do you really think it'd be either of us would be the type to just talking about that sort of thing so casually? Oh man, I really messed up.
Oops.
Don't just oops me, jackass! Just look at poor Kobayashi. I think he's completely glitched out. June, are you alright? I wave my hand in front of his eyes, yet he remains completely motionless. Ah, boy. June-san, are you alright? June merely stood frozen in place. I think his brain shorted out. You think? Time for plan B. Plan B? Kei-kun reached behind June's ears, gently holding onto his left one and reaching in close. What are you... Stunned by the sudden motion, I do nothing in response, and... Wake up! Keisuke screams directly into June's ear, making the tiger suddenly jump back.
What's going on?
It seems Keisuke has just forcibly rebooted June's systems. Are you sure there wasn't some sort of gentler approach? Why stick to the uncertain when I knew of something that would work? Hard to argue with that logic.
Did you really have to scream that loud into my ear? All I can hear from that side is buzzing.
Your fault for just freezing up like that.
I needed time to process.
What are you, some sort of old model computer? You shouldn't complete freeze up when you're trying to deal with things. I feel kind of bad for the guy. He's rubbing the left side of his head as if his ear is really hurting. I make sure to properly apologize to him, at least in my mind.
Rutherford-san, what the hell kind of weird ideas do you have cooking up in that head of yours?
I don't really have to have an answer to that. Sorry. I don't even know how to feel about this. Again, I'm sorry for misunderstanding. But you do have to admit, you were saying some pretty misleading things. I admit to nothing.
What? Same here. We're clearly not the ones at fault.
You two could try to work with me at least a little bit here. Nope, not gonna happen. Talk about stubborn. So, you two were talking about playing a duet, right? Trying to change the subject, I see. I'll pretend I didn't notice that. Well, thank you for your restraint. You're welcome. Either way, yeah, Kobayashi wanted me to play the violin with him on a duet.
I thought it'd be fun if we played a classical piece together.
While I don't entirely reject the notion, I don't really think I'd be the best for that. I haven't played in years. Seriously, Rutherford-son, why did you have to tell him I played the violin? Now this is my fault?
Come on, Keisuke-san. I'll give you all the time you need to practice again. Why not give it a spin?
You really are pushy about this, aren't you?
If it gets me what I want.
You're even aware of it. Come on, K-kun, why not give it a try? Now you're in on it too. Oh, come on, just look at June. How can you say no to this cute little face?
Pretty please.
You two are unbelievable. Well, is the corner of his mouth curving up into a bit of a smile? I'll think about it, okay?
Yay!
June hops around, waving his arms in the air excitedly. It's a comical sight that also warms the heart. He's so pure and sweet and precious, he really reminds me of a little kid. Which I'm sure he'd get angry at me if I said out loud. Don't get so happy about it, I said I'd only think about it.
Maybe, but that's already half the battle.
You really are an optimist by heart, aren't you?
I wonder about that.
Either way, if you two will excuse me, I think I've already had enough time to clear my mind, clear my head. I should probably head downstairs.
Okay, see you later.
Talk to you later, K-kun. Thanks, see you later too. Sound of the metal door shutting close behind K-kun echoes loudly through the roof, leaving June and I alone here.
By the way, Rutherford-son, what are you doing up here? It's supposed to be my question. I come up here all the time. You, on the other hand, do not.
I guess that's true. I just felt like coming upstairs, I guess.
That's it? You don't have any real reason?
Does someone need a reason to go somewhere?
Well, yeah, of course you do.
Well, I didn't really have any. I just felt like coming here.
It's like it's like trying to talk to a brick wall. You really didn't have any more compelling reasons to come up here.
Not really. I could try making one up if it'd make you feel better, though.
Are you mocking me? I feel like you're mocking me. As always, I can't tell what's going on in his head. This tiger remains as much of a mystery to me as he was when we first met.
I can't really say much about it. I just feel like wandering around sometimes. There was this one time when I felt like walking around at night, went out into the street and ended up getting lost. Boy, were my parents mad at me back then.
This guy really is a danger to himself. I'm not even going to try asking more details about it. I get the feeling that the lack of logic would just drive me nuts. This isn't funny.
It is for me. This fucking guy. Leaving the talk with your wanderlust aside, how is the progress on your rehearsal going? Have you managed to perfect that song that you want, like you wanted to? I wish. It's still nowhere near the level I want it to be when I perform. I guess I'll just have to be patient and keep practicing. I have a hard time believing he can get any better than he already is. But then again, this guy has a history of subverting expectations, and not always in a good way. I know I'll get there eventually, it's just a matter of practice. It's such a matter of practice. Though I have to admit it's a bit frustrating at times. Frustrating? I never thought you'd feel that practice is frustrating. Are you kidding me? Practice is nerve-wracking. It's a constant battle against myself, trying to confront my music with sincerity, trying to overcome the musician I've always been, feeling helpless whenever I don't progress as fast as I can. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. There were times when I felt like throwing up from all the pressure. I had no idea he could feel like this too. I thought like someone like June was the type to always have fun, no matter what. I thought he'd always be happy and content as long as he had the piano. I never thought it could make him frustrated like that. Don't you worry about the meaning behind those feelings? The meaning behind them? What do you mean? I've felt like that before. To be honest, I feel like that to this day. Whenever I'm practicing, this feeling of anxiousness starts to take a hold of me. I start to feel like I'm not improving. I get desperate, anxious, worried, stressed. Sometimes it makes me feel sick to my stomach. It always makes me wonder if maybe those feelings mean that I don't really love tennis. That maybe I was wrong in thinking that this is for me. I think it's the opposite. The opposite? Yeah. I think it's because we feel that way that we can truly love what we do. I don't follow. I mean, yeah, it sucks when we feel like that, but think about it. Would you ever really worry about something you don't like? I believe that the reason we feel so awful about the things we do is because we love what we do. We love it so much that we want to devote everything we have to it. And that makes us worry when we feel like we're not making progress. Those feelings of helplessness are awful, but in a way, I feel like they're also wonderful. Because to me, they're the proof that I really love the piano more than anything else. Did I just hear a speech like that? From June? June of all people? I never thought about it this way. I never really expect June to have something so insightful to say. In a way, he's completely surprised me again. This guy really is a little box full of surprises. I don't even know what to say here, June. Don't say anything. It's okay to be out of words every now and then. I really didn't expect this kind of wisdom from you of all people, that's for sure. Oh, gee. Why me of all people? Oops. Oh, yeah. Wow, that really came out wrong, huh? What was it supposed to mean then? Well, you know, it's... oh, man, look at the time. I don't want to be late for class, do I? Rutherford, answer me! Sorry, the signal's cutting out. I can't hear you well. I'm going through a tunnel. Rutherford, son! See ya! Get back here! I ended up getting chased through the school by a tiger. That was the first time in my life that I ever felt like I was being hunted. For a guy his size, June can be certainly pretty fast when he needs to be.